Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
He did tell us he was hurt really bad with a shot, is what he told us. So he told us in the arm, and that he was bleeding. So, rather than a lot.
A final report says the man who shot and killed Officer Jason Mosier died because he shot himself. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. Andrea has the evening off. The Cass County State's Attorney has determined Marcus Schumacher was on drugs when he shot and killed Officer Jason Mosier in February. He's the first officer to be killed in the line of duty in Fargo in more than 100 years. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson has more on the details of what happened that night.
Mike, the report says law enforcement fired only 2 rounds at Marcus Schumacher, and they were justified in doing so. Both shots came from a sniper that hit Schumacher in the arm but didn't kill him. Rather, he shot himself with his own rifle. Documents detail the events that night, beginning with an argument between Schumacher and his wife, where he either shot at her or threatened to shoot at her. After police were called, Schumacher had multiple shooting sprees and told negotiators he would probably end up in the morgue and that they would lose 1 or 2 of their officers. Schumacher also admits to SWAT negotiators that he shot Officer Jason Mosier, saying he just went down. Schumacher then encouraged them to go get their fellow officer, saying he wouldn't fire at them. However, officers say when they did, Schumacher shot at the Bearcat. The report also says Schumacher tested positive for multiple drugs, including meth and hydrocodone. The review says that no charges should be filed against law enforcement. Mike.
Thanks, Nicole. If you want to read the full report for yourself, log on to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story. Meanwhile, a group of women have come together to lend a helping hand to Marcus Schumacher's family. Valley News Team's Natalie Parsons spoke with one of the women who tells us how the Schumachers are trying to move forward.
It was a night that would forever change the dynamic of 2 families. And for the Schumachers, what used to be their family home is now boarded up and unlivable. One woman out of a group of 12 are trying to help Michelle Schumacher and her children.
It's very hard for Michelle to tell us what she needs or what the family needs, because when in this tragedy, she's so overwhelmed as to what happened, and she doesn't understand why the community would help her.
Insurance is paying for the family to stay in a hotel for another 30 days. Insurance also says it will cost the family $7,000 to clean 15 loads of laundry, an additional $50,000 to $60,000 to clean the rest of the household from the effects of tear gas. Those numbers don't even include the cost for damages from bullets or a SWAT truck.
Financially, it doesn't make sense to take anything out of this home when the cost to clean it from tear gas would far outweigh the cost of replacing it.
MJ has seen what's behind these closed doors and says there's a space inside where you can tell a man's life ended.
That is not the person that she knew. That's not the person she married. That's not those kids' father.
Those close to Michelle Schumacher have a 2-day benefit scheduled for early May at the El Zagel Shrine in North Fargo to help the family rebuild their lives. The spaghetti dinner portion of the benefit will be on Friday, May 6th, with a Mother's Day pancake feed following on Sunday, May 8th.
When we ask people to help, they have to understand Michelle said that she'd live in a car. And I don't think that's the community that we live in.
In North Fargo, Natalie Parsons, Valley News Live.
A larger benefit for the Schumacher family, partly sponsored by the Fraternal Order of Police, is in the works for some time this summer. In other news tonight, rusty nails, unlocked liquor, moldy toilets, just a few of the problems at daycares around the country. Surprise visits by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services found 96% of child care facilities had at least one safety or health violation. Hope Holman works at Children of Hope Child Care in Fargo and oversees dozens of kids. She says she's not shocked that so many child cares across the country end up with health and safety violations. At Children of Hope Child Care, Holman has many things to keep track of, from their own kitchen with the chef to their classroom pets they add weekly. These fish come with a long list of requirements that Holman says you should look out for when picking a child care facility for your child.
Number one thing you want to look for is making sure that facility is licensed. If it's not licensed, there is nothing regulating what they teach, what they serve for meals, or what they do daily activities. Those licensors make sure you follow the guidelines and policies that keep the children healthy and safe.
The government recommends using Child Care Aware of America for safety information and facility ratings. Residents in Callaway, Minnesota are hoping for a quiet holiday weekend after an explosion late last night. It happened during a fire that was caused when a train and a semi-truck carrying a propane tank collided earlier in the day. An evacuation order was lifted this morning and crews are cleaning up the mangled metal. Though the evacuation was a hassle, everyone is happy and relieved. It could have been worse.
We were lucky. I thought with those windows and that blast that we were going to have some holes in the walls instead of windows.
It's still unknown if the driver of the semi-truck will face any charges. Meanwhile, Minnesota Governor Mark Dayton will be in Callaway tomorrow, meeting with community members and local officials. We have good news tonight as the mother of the 16-year-old Cheyenne Dakota Butler tells Valley News Live that her daughter has been found safe. There was concern after she stopped showing up to school and her job about a month ago. Family members say they were able to contact her through her phone. It's still unknown where exactly she was or if anyone was with her. There's a home in West Fargo that's decorated for every major holiday. It's on First Street, just off of 13th Avenue. And the owner, Marilyn Rudd, has been doing it for more than 40 years. She spends hours in all kinds of weather, placing each little decoration in a new spot every year. But Marilyn says you may want to get a good look at the house this year because she's not sure how many more years she can keep this up.
I mean, they just enjoy it, so how do you quit? I mean, and I guess even myself, once it's done, once the work's done, I enjoy having it too. As I just figure, you know, too many people, our lifestyles are going so fast, they don't take the time to enjoy the important things in life.
Marilyn says she refuses to decorate for St. Patrick's Day, not because she doesn't like the Irish, because it's too close to Easter.